God bless you, family. King Jesus bless you. Matthew 24, Jesus responding to his disciples to their question, Teacher, what's going to be the sign of the end of the age and of your coming, your returning? Jesus says, see that no man deceive you. Deception. Wow. The first thing Jesus says, don't be deceived. This Charlie Kirk story, it hasn't sat right with me from the moment I read it and that I watched the video angles of him getting shot and killed. Why? I don't even know. The moment I saw it, something wasn't checking right. I just felt like this is fabricated and fake, okay? Now let's talk about it. I think it is always okay to question the data, what's in front of us, the narrative especially. And also when a huge story that everyone's talking about, we're all going to be talking about this for a period, let us be aware and be like, what else is going on? What else has been going on and could sneak in the midst? Well, we know things are heating up with war, with Israel attacking its enemies in different places just recently in Qatar. We know Russia and Ukraine and some Russian UAVs crossing into Poland. World War III chess pieces moving. NATO members moving. Russia having strong language too. We will strike any NATO member anywhere. All the stuff I think ties together, especially with this Charlie Kirk angle as well. Okay, so it wasn't sitting well with me how I saw it. What was off? Was it something in my subconscious, something within where it's like, I don't know, but it's checking. Okay, so I'll leave a link in this description of this video. I saw a YouTube video earlier of someone talking about this, and they broke down and showed in freeze frame the shooting and pointing out three things that are super peculiar. I want to go through those and then talk a little bit more about the why, why him, etc. So number one, and let me say this first, this YouTube video was talking from an angle of like, could this have been a hologram? So right, a deceptive thing. And again, we'll talk about the whys of it. And some of the stuff, right, it seems so fanciful and crazy and like, why? Like, why would this, we're going to talk about the whys, but deception is like that. And there's so many things that are fabricated, that are just fake, that are matrix-like, that are just simulations, right there. So much is not real in the sense of authentic and genuine. It's scripted. It's right, it's not organic. It's just weird. It's not natural. Okay, so the three things here with the video evidence of what happened. Number one, just seeing one of Charlie's fingers, like every other finger is up in normal and natural, like one is sticking just like perpendicular, like sideways, just unnaturally. And when you're watching digital things on a screen and it glitches out sometimes and it's weird, right? A lot of times we'll say, oh, those graphics are weird or something. I remember as a kid like seeing something glitch out and be like, oh, that was so weird. Which makes kind of lays evidence to, could this have been some type of a simulation of a hologram type of deception? Number two, he's wearing this white t-shirt with freedom. And as he's doing his movements of, allegedly getting shot and hit here, like the F is glitching out and like disappearing. Like everything else is perfect. It's not like a bad quality feed. Like, we're in this modern era. The clips are clean and good. But the F is like glitching and disappearing. And you know how it is with AI and stuff, right? Like things are not exactly, you asked it to create an image and things are not exactly how you asked it. Or someone's got 6 fingers like those Nephilim giants of Old Testament. These satanic, demonic things are just weird things. I've seen things. Or 2 arms and another arm coming out and you're like, what? Why would you do that? Weird things. Okay, that's the number 2. And then the number 3 is as he's going through his motion of like getting hit, like his clean and perfect in place hair, like, and it looks like it's styled and it's just clean and tight. Like a big chunk comes out, like looking like it doesn't have like product in it, and it's not like a quick motion. Like if you see him in real time of the video clip, it's not like there's this big old jerk type of motion from him at all. It's not like that. You'll see. Obviously, you've seen. But all of a sudden, this chunk of hair is coming out. So there's these 3 evidences, and take a look. Let me know in the comments what you guys think as well when you look at it. But it's peculiar. And perhaps as it went through the real time and as my subconscious and just the way the Lord makes us, we see things, we're like, that's weird. Something's off. So why this guy? Well, his organization, Turning Point America. That's interesting. as I think like America is about to be at a turning point. We're on September 10th today. This happened September 10th. Tomorrow's September 11th. 9/11. We all know what happened on that infamous day 24 years ago. Wow. Okay. And we know from Revelation 18, Mystery Babylon, if America is her, or part of America is her, in a day, in an hour, she's burned with great fire. People are saying the second 9/11 is coming. And they say it will make the first 9/11 seem like child's play, like no big deal. Okay, and these people speak by their signs and their symbols. Like if this was a manufactured thing, people are in secret societies. They get a lot of platform and power and prestige and power and fame. If this guy was in the club and he's made some hand gestures and they speak by these symbols, wow. You know, this guy represents conservatives, the right side of the aisle, right? And if you know anything about him, he does the open mics. People grab the mics, ask him questions, they have dialogue. I think that's great and healthy. I think there's also people out there who are called gatekeepers. They give you a lot of truth, but they keep the gate. They don't let you go down the right path to get to the full truth. Christ is the full truth. And even if they speak and proclaim Christ, and they do a whole lot of other truthful things, they can still gatekeep and say, you won't go this far. Or if you infringe and come near here, we're going to tell you a different narrative. And you might be like, I love Jesus and I'm Christian, but this, right? They can keep that gate. They don't want you to go any further. So as we look, this type of person being, you know, portrayed as being killed, representing the right, conservatives. It makes me think, you know, are they going back to more divide and conquer tactics and just distraction? Again, looking over here, and people will get worked up, being like, we can't have this. And I heard an interview on another video talking about this where people are saying, I guess we just need some more kind of gun control. They'll always shuffle that back into the deck, try to grab guns, try to take away power from people, weaken the people by these kind of measures. When it's obviously a sin issue, it's not a gun control issue, right? They'll find any type of weapon to kill a man. Cain and Abel killed him, you know, with his hands. So I think of that as well. And the man who was asking questions during the open mic to Charlie Kirk, he was asking him like two questions that they showed. In the first one, he was saying, how many like LGBT type of people or you know, transsexual type of people have done these mass shootings? And Charlie's sitting there listening, picks up the mic, and he's like, far too many. Puts it down, and he keeps asking questions, and then he asks another question, and then he says something like, Charlie said, like, including gang shooting, and then that's when it happened. So it made me think, is it going to be more of this divisive alphabet community, LGBT, versus conservative type of distraction and warfare and fighting to distract the people? Just foolish. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, diversionary tactics, like a stun grenade. You pop it through the window, you're doing urban warfare, boom. You know, that's not what it's all about. That's to get the people flushed and running a certain way so you can pick them off when they run. I see it like that. So let's keep on our mind what is currently going on. The wars, the rumors of wars, the things that are heating up, that stuff's coming. What laws might they try to come in? What type of laws within this country will they try to do perhaps from this thing? For example, Trump tweeted out saying capital punishment, death sentence for whoever they catch to do this, because he's, you know, the president says he's a big fan of Charlie Kirk and he's a great guy, et cetera, et cetera. And he's like, death penalty for whoever did this. And usually that has to go through a process and it takes time. Do we see the precedence here? If you have a man in power who can just say that and boom and make it so, just because a lot of people might feel that way. How dangerous if he could flip that on Christians. And we know during the tribulation that's what's going to happen. Beheading. There are ones clothed in white robes that get up to glory. Who are these? 24 elders say the church is up there. That's us. We say, who are these? These are those who have come out of great tribulation, been martyred. We must see these things. Let us not just get caught up in the little minutia details of Charlie Kirk and just one man and whatnot. This is going to be a push. This is going to be a diversionary thing. There are other things going on. And I know many of you know this. I wanted to give my thoughts on this. And I don't know. I believe it was probably from the Holy Spirit, that check where I was like, I don't like what I see here. I don't believe it. And the technology that government bodies have, wow. and stuff we don't even know about, right? It is so far advanced. And I'm sure we can think back of other narratives in the world that have come, and and narratives they'll put out from decades ago, and they'll say this is what happened. And we don't have to believe those things. Many people do believe those things on just how the state of the world is and what happens in so-called outer space and all these different things. Some people say they'll parrot it off. They'll be like, yeah, because I learned this since I was a kid, and that's what they taught us. But there's also other people who say, I question those things. I use my faculties and my observances, and I'm like, I don't see it as such. So how can I believe that? Where they say almost, don't believe your lying eyes. Believe the narrative, no, but don't believe what you see. Somebody comes at you with a knife. No, they're really friendly. Whoosh. So I wanted to speak that, but please check that link. And it's just like a short little clip, but it'll show the freeze frame and let your Holy Spirit with your spirit see that. And you can feel free to discern. Use your God-given intellect and wisdom and discernment and discrepancy. We can question these things. We certainly can. Conspiracy is not a dirty word. It is all in the Old Testament, the actual word. And a conspiracy, came between these people to do harm unto king. Just do a search, you'll see. It's not a bad word. All right, I hope this made sense, and I hope this blesses you, and just, if nothing, gets us all to constructively have constructive criticism and constructive thinking on all matters. God gave us a strong mind. We have the mind of Christ as believers, so let us not swallow anything wholesale. We can question things, and we ought to judge everything. Just like Jesus said, the fruit and the Spirit. All right, guys, thank you for watching my video. I'm going to get that part 2 rapture evidences video just as soon as I can. I love you guys. God bless you.